Welcome back to Two Rail Fans.
Got a couple things we're working on today. We're trying to figure out where we're going to cut the roads for around that access panel we have. And we're also going to take a look at what the trains actually look like against this town we're building. So here's our small town again. Again, just a reminder, the buildings on this side are just a placeholder for that Merchant Row 1 we're building. These buildings on this side are mostly wired. You'll see some wires hanging out in various buildings here. There's our church. I've done the detail painting. Still got to glue the pieces on top of the missing pieces on the lumber yard back there. So we're going to have, I think we decided we're going to make that a logging company or lumber company. So we happen to have exactly 2 log cars. So we decided to see what that would look like back there. I think we do have room for a 3rd car. I think it looks pretty good. So here's kind of a shot through the town. You can see the lumber company back there. And that's one of the reasons, in addition to having parking, that we wanted to leave some space in here through the town. So you could see the trains running through at the back of the layout here in the lower level. So we have some houses set back here. I'm not sure exactly where that's going to go. There's our fire department again. So the question of the day. So here we are. Here's this board that we've been using for our sidewalks. We're going to use for the road as well. Goal was to have some kind of rigid material for the roads and the sidewalks so that we could maintain this access point here in the middle. The opening to that access point is right in the middle of the sidewalk here, coming up this way. So that the sidewalk will cover it. I'm not worried about a gap there. However, on this side of the layout here, so we do have the crack running right there, and then just to the other side of that second piece there. So we had been considering how accessible does this need to be, and I think we need to keep it super accessible. So if we have to compromise appearance to keep it accessible, I think that's important, because we don't want to have to unwire things and basically dismantle the whole layout if we need access back there. So the way we're planning on doing it, we are going to, at the very least, have a piece here, and then the second piece in the back where we have that angled piece cut for the lumber company. That will all be a single piece, so there will be a seam running along there, and I think we may try and hide that seam in the middle of a stripe on the road. So obviously you can't hide the whole thing, but that's a way to help hide part of it. And the houses back here, I'm not sure exactly what the spacing is, but we do want to have a driveway. So we're trying to take this material we have and make as few cuts, as few pieces as possible, so that it's less visible. All the seams are less visible. And at the end of the day, I think it is important to keep this middle section accessible. So that's kind of the plan, because I know David's getting pretty tall, but he can't reach back there.
Just yet.
He can't reach back there. I can't reach back there. I can't reach the turnout back there.
We just had to use a piece of wood.
So, yep, we just had to use something to move the turnout because we don't have those motorized yet. Under better circumstances, better space, I think probably the road and sidewalk stuff just goes directly on the foam. We just don't really have that luxury with having to have this access point, since we can't access the layout from the back. But appreciate any tips or tricks you guys might have for hiding that. And the other question, so I believe this material, if I remember correctly, is 0.115 inches tall, which would mean that these curbs currently, without building up the road material, are 10 inches tall, which is not prototypical. However, I personally happen to think it looks pretty good this way, rather than having a super thin curb. So if you guys could could share your opinion whether or not you would build the road surface up, which is what we were planning on doing, but I'm kind of liking the idea of just trying to texture this like blacktop and just leave it as is, so just from a normal perspective you can see it. What do you think, David?
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway, we appreciate all the advice and opinions. We're going to keep plugging away. Thank you guys for watching our video, and hopefully we'll have a big update. I will say on Saturday we're going to be at a pretty big train show in Plano, much bigger than the National Train Show. So please check it out. We may attempt to do a live on that one for the first time. But until then,
Signing off.